转呐、哪次不转？转。哎，我现在关闭，会长怎么样？哦，没事没事，我以为画面坏掉了。对啊，好，我也是 Disco。很少用 OBS 的那个工作室模式齁。好，来，我来开一下我的倒数计时器，要先倒数1个小时才可以那个嘛计时。也许好像歪掉了，对不对？你看嘛，而且刚才我要看的时候，它就是歪歪的，应该说它就是黑屏，所以我也看不到。我想说，好吧，那先开好了。啊，我拉一下，拉一下。没有办法，我们是同一个视窗在玩游戏的，所以等一下晚上再弄那个叫什么来着？那个跟强尼一起玩游戏的时候啊，我还要再重拉一次。他原本等一下哦，哇，他不是我可以手拉的啊，为什么歪歪？再开很多层啊，染香，这样可以吗？看一下，有歪吗？上面看不到。强迫症这样真的是会被逼死看起来可以吧？我的滑鼠，这样勉强可以，勉强可以。好，看起来蛮正啊。好，先把它锁起来，避免我等一下拉到。进去就知道了。戴个耳机啊。哎咻！啊，等一下，我的初期还没改，现在是什么游戏？然后小说朗读关掉，药物成瘾、博弈，我们还有什么重度粗俗不雅字眼、暴力和血腥啊？这个频道瞬间都变不能看了。好，我调整好了，整个游戏都变不能看啦，各位。好，我们上次进度在哪里来着？回想一下，我们必须哦，好的。这里我们还有一些任务，这个我们还要等他读完，然后录音带，这个现在还没办法进去。我们要找到我们的警证，对，要找到警证，然后还要有20块付钱。我们有20块吗？有但是不要，我不要现在马上给他钱。我们要想办法再去升等，才可以完成其他的任务。后退一点，
still here, stuck in this damn jam. I don't want to talk about that.
哦哟，
Man, I was hoping it isn't gonna be her. All I can say is, she isn't around here anymore. She isn't some evil drug trafficker. I don't know where she is. I didn't, man. I told you I was hoping.
OK，
Emotional rhetoric. He knew something and he didn't share it with you.
Thank God I don't know.
You
People here
don't
call her
know.
the Lady Driver. She kept her name a secret. From me too. A friend? An acquaintance. I don't know. She was the only person in this damn jam I could talk to. A youngish woman.
哎，
Gruff.
不是我们认识的那个老的欸。
What color hair?
Blue and violet. Died. It was violet when she got here. Blue before she went.
Then she may have dyed it again.
Damn, I don't want to. Please just let it go.
你是不是喜欢他
Whatever
啊？
she did,
We can't just let it go.
that's how it always is with you, isn't it? All part of the investigation.
It won't come to that. We won't pursue her.
I don't believe you. She's got the darkness in her.
他心里有一
That
种
young
黑
person's
暗。
darkness when you think it's all over. And you're looking for a way out.
年轻人特有的黑暗。好，那他原来是中二病啊！他有说哎，
She shared this with you?
Yes. Which is why I don't want to snitch on her. I heard the rumors. I saw the other drivers looking at me strange when we talked. And she told me too. That she's had a violent life. But I
OK，
wasn't afraid of her. More like,
Did this violent life include drug trafficking?
well, it looks like it did now. But we didn't talk about that. We talked about life, you know, the way it worked. The trouble it was giving her.
OK，
Fuck, man. Go grill someone else with these questions, okay? There are plenty of drivers
OK
here.
OK，
He's right. There are other
种
options.
族歧视主义者。OK OK，
Wait, this guy says they're friends. Then, acquaintance. Push Tommy and it will break his heart and his spirit. Now is not the time
Wow.
to focus on feelings. You need that info, son.
我的力量没有那么强啊！我继续嘴炮，我的那个角色是嘴炮型的。
You're not gonna put a bullet in your head if you blow it, are you? Because she's.
Imagine it, an explosion of stars. Goodbye.
Fine. I don't want to be a butcher. And I don't want to be a knight either. I just want to be a person who can sleep at
但
night.
是他最后还是要给我，哎呀，
I thought you were a different kind of cop. Here.
啊，你怎么会有钥匙？
Pretty complex.
Her lorry's still here. Down past the statue of Philippe. The cabin is green. You can get in there with Dee.
When did she leave?
Last Friday. She left them to me. Because she trusted
Oh
me.
no！
So I can get it out of the way.
The other drivers would have to tow it or break in to get the machines moving.
No. I don't know. I bet you are. Nah. I need to think my own thoughts now. Pray.
啊，我就很熟虑啊，抱歉呐、完了，太久没玩了，有点忘记要怎么按了。哎、等一下，我们家的扫地机器人，等我一下，等我一下。好了，不用等我一下，我还没去关它，它就自己熄掉了。我不知道发生了什么事情，但是它自己熄掉了。
This screen found A to Z contemporary. This is the one our man pointed to. The glass on the side windows is tinted and covered with dust.
对啊，我不知道它为什么突然自己熄掉了、我是真的很慌张的想要去把它关掉，但是我要过去的时候，它就一下子没了。我也不是很懂。
The door is locked. The handle looks shiny. There's no pick in this lock. The owner has put special. You push the key into the lock and
the
smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes you.
啊
The cabin inside
这样子的车
old movie posters. These are movie posters featuring starlets from
很难相信是一个年轻的女性的车。
One of them particularly catches your eye. There's definitely perfume in the air. It's spicy with a hint of amberette wafting through the bitter air of the cabin. The remnants of a sweet juniper-scented perfume.
有闻到这个，可能等一下闻到那个味道就知道是这个女生了。
The actress is draped in a sheath dress, one of her shoulders bare. This is Tijon, a starlet from the dawn of cinematography. She wasted away in a drug den called the Door to the River. Not the actresses and the rear actor. Looks like the frequency dial is absent.
今天晚上如何？今天晚上的话，我帮你掐指一算。现在的风向有点凉，外面的天空看不见，有云看不见天空，所以新北市新北市三重、芦洲、五股这个区域，包含新庄，应该是有几率下30%的小雨。好，谢谢。不客气。谢谢今天的预测。我讲归讲，我看一下，我帮你看，我要笑死。看一下。我们人这么好，我手机上显示是20%啦，差不多吧。哇，很多无线电台。
It has to be an advanced model to fit so many frequencies next to each other without blending them together.
我们真的有必要呛我们的队友吗？不用吧。
Doesn't look like it.
Oh
It's
no.
completely inoperable without the dial key. For contacting an entire fleet of lorrymen, for example. This is all shortwave, UW. Looks like we are dealing with an impressive organizational tool. The nerve center of a huge
还是其实他也是那个玩家。
A 20-kilometer radius at least, perhaps extended by an attachable and...
No, that's on 78.9. What? I happen to have committed the frequency to memory. I have...
The smell of 1,000 cigarettes. You wedge yourself under the steering wheel.
前置，可以耶，有没有办法拿走？
But one odd detail does catch your eye. A piece of sandpaper has been glued. Sandpaper adds extra grip.
Sandpaper? A novel technique?
Oh.
Yes?
Do the honors, he thinks. Connect it to yourself.
Which means that the missing lady driver was present at the lynching. Looks like her, yes. Now we know for certain who is the missing 8th person at the lynching. Do you think that Hardy and his boys could also be involved in the drug operation? We should see what Titus has got to say on the matter.
The movie stars are a metallic drawer slides out from the seat. It's an issue of Petty Ferric.
我就是那种，就是这个地方可以翻，我要把它全部翻干净。所有的事情都有可能可以当做我的线索。
The Ulan frequency system? I've never heard of that before. I know of FM, AM.
The pull-out toolbox slides back. You close the rusty.
Great. I think we got everything. A word, detective?
可以，先聊几句。
All right, we've finished here. Let's quickly debrief and go over what we found. so we don't do it in front of the company. Honestly, I'm quite worried by what we've seen so far. I'm especially intrigued by that radio transmitter. I'm not sure what the Ulan frequencies are all about, but they may hold some significance. And last but not least, it looks like the Hardy Boys knew this driver, as we know that she was present at...
The probe and the case converged, he thinks.
As elegant as they are, I don't think they are relevant to the drug trade. Yes, well...
Unimportant.
Like Joyce told us, yes, logistically. But don't expect to bust this open during our stay here. At best,
Meaning, someone as slippery as Everard won't be caught by a couple of cops and some stuff they found in some cabin.
是没错。
we should return to the murder case. See what Joyce tells us about the lynching. When we are done for the day, there are more than enough grounds to start an official investigation. The fact that one hasn't started already gives me pause. An investigation, I mean. All the same, I don't like the idea of internal affairs descending on the matter. That won't debrief over.
我先走，好，我先走。手上拿着撬棍，我先走。可以再跟他讲话吗？我真的很 sorry 啦。我们要去后面找乔伊斯。这里路边现在有新的瓶子吗？没有。哎，这里怎么又有东西可以？哦，有没有新的垃圾可以捡啊？哦，要走这趟很远呢，休假。
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? You have.
You have.
And how did you like
Really?
Mr. Claire?
Finally, time to choose sides.
要选边呢。
Of course. He must have his practical uses. How else could he have kept his... He could have kept it with corruption.
The RCM does not pick sides in this, madame. I hope...
Of course. And I don't expect you to share anything he told you with me. I'm not a corrupt... How could I stop you? Are we not human? Are we not curious to hear another person's take?
Intellectual.
没错，人类的本性就是八卦，
Interesting.
有瓜就是要吃啊，
Say about these things.
不然肚子饿怎么办？
Yes, your disgusting necktie agrees completely. Let's gossip.
Did you now? What sort of borscht is he making? The strike brew. That's a classic. And by turn up the heat, why, if I may ask, why make them more drunk?
Yes, detective. What were you hoping to accomplish with this strange thing?
Very curious. A very curious.
康米理论巨人。
Truly. But that's how he operates. He just does things, man. And then talks about them.
What else? Oh,
The lieutenant looks. He's able to contain that surprise.
Unconventional police officers sometimes lose their guns. They...
incredible. Simply incredible. And how is it going? Has this detecting produced a gun? Did he now? Well, then it should be any day now. Unless, of course, detective. Until then, is there anything I can help you with?
I can help you。他想揍我了，没事啊，我就是一个醉到不行的警探。 我不知道我在做什么。看一下，向乔伊斯回报。乔伊斯不是他吗？不是刚刚那女生吗？我可以升等，我有东西可以升等吗？没有。乔伊斯不是他吗？完全不记得刚才跟我对话的人叫什么名字啊？乔伊斯是不是那个？你给我啥？
You're back.
对啊，是他啊。
What can I help you with?
哦，
Yes, my eyes on the harbour have sent word to that effect. What have you discovered? It doesn't really matter. And I do, in any case, it's a relief to know someone has looked into it.
If there is an investigation, it will.
Of course, detectives. In any case, you've held. I wouldn't normally break protocol like this, but the situation demands it. If you don't solve this murder, I'm afraid we may have a bloodbath on our hands. I have an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say. My employer
Okay.
they were dispatched after
Every worker.
a member of the board. I tried to convince my employer it was simply a piece of rhetoric. Absolutely not. These mercenaries are muscle, pure and simple. They're
Who are they?
Crenel, an
Crenel.
Orleans military company. As far as I know, 3 arrived in Martinez. They report to me sporadically. They wear ceramic armor,
陶
have
瓷盔甲。
semi-automatic weapons, and years of combat experience. They also have trauma and stressor disorder. And
So what happened?
陶瓷盔甲让我想起以前有一款游戏的那个的士兵，他们也是穿陶瓷盔甲。然后我那时候每次一直想到，陶瓷盔甲不就会割伤自己吗？
the story is, one of them, the colonel, I don't know his real name, sexually assaulted a local woman while he was drunk and separated from his unit. This allowed he was taken out behind the whirling in rags. Nothing. Mr. Clare refuses to let me into the harbour. I have not been able to discuss this matter with anyone there. The remaining 2 Crenel. It's a smokescreen. In secret, they are
Okay.
conducting
What is the nature of this? So
whether to execute one, some, or all of the Union militants.
破了先自爆，对啊。
Surely you're joking. These people are killers. If you don't pin this on someone good and do it fast, they will identify and execute everyone.
the débardeurs have over 2,000 men. It will be a task.
Have you ever seen a hornet invade a beehive, Lieutenant? It's not pretty.
哦，我有看过，
The Serais
但我本人不在，没事。但是很可怕。
insect can kill 40 honeybees a minute, while a group of 30 can.
These men work in tandem using semi and fully automatic firearms. Their armor.
The muzzle loaders need to be reloaded after every 1
有
or
点
2
协调，这张图看起来好有趣哦。
every 1 or 2 minutes.
As I said, a bloodbath. Many bleak scenarios have already come true. Nameless, bad. All we can do is keep the rest from going the same way. One single concrete suspect delivered into civil court, and I may be able to defuse this situation.
OK， 好的。感觉这里还有很多问题可以问，但是我们有这么多时间吗？现在这个游戏里面是下午3点。
Or he didn't. This is information passed on to me from some. That the man was killed because he assaulted a local woman.
The
Oh?
lieutenant consults his.
We haven't heard any.
Last Sunday night, at the Whirling in Rags, the hostel by. Either way, he's alleged to have sexually assaulted. That's a good question, officer. I don't have the slightest idea. As I.
You meet her soon enough.
应该就是那个染头发的女生吧，那个司机，她假装就好了。
Yes. I'm afraid
不管是真的还是假装，
对。
我头后面是不是有什么？没有，我怎么一直觉得我刚刚后面有什么东西？
Since you are sharing, man, this is also.
Then we're on the same page. Not much. Their public resume is relatively good. as far
深井，那个名字太中文了，或者是太日文了。
A warning
In
sign,
black.
however, the operations concerned all
Meaning they're used to operating in war zones.
yes, all the good conflict corridors, Supramundi, Yesut, the Seminese Islands, country. Sadly, no.
Sadly,
Before
no.
this happened, I had little interest in them. Now that if you still have access to the ICP's database, you.
The International Collaboration Police.
Do you know a lot about the...
In my line of work, it pays to do your research. I was prepared to deal with the RCM. I have. And they will. However, these orders take time to reach what is basically if you mean did I see him alive? Lely. His service name. A nom de guerre, most likely. He wouldn't divulge his full name. He was 40. Or 50. It's hard to say.
What else? Nationality?
He was, Occidental, I think. Light brown hair. In a way, it was humanizing. He had to learn to speak through it. Through the injury.
他都说哦，我不是很懂，然后他讲了超多的，妈，你根本超懂啊，你比我还懂哎，还是你已经在这里玩2个月了
They've gone to ground, as it were. I don't recommend seeking them out. For one, they're almost certain they don't have the same respect for the Revachol citizens' militia as I do. To put it bluntly, you're likely to run into them eventually. When that happens, I'll be in a better position to mediate if I don't appear involved.
这个58%哎，我有逻辑思维。我现在不能换衣服，好，先这样吧。
Our goal is until the executions start.
They don't report their progress to you.
Not on this matter. It's a matter of days. I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news.
看一下我们有没有什么衣服可以让我们逻辑思维上升的。好像没有欸。好，这个 OK， 我们再加了1%了，姐姐，我们应该可以了吧
？What can I help you? Of course, anything to help. If you mean
刚刚是点哪一个 ？OK。
One is a man.
哦
Corty, they call him. A nickname as well. The other a woman. Phyllis de...
What would you say was his eye color?
She closes her eyes.
I can't remember.
That's all right, man.
He was 40. Or 50.
What else?
OK， 这边他又讲了一次。
In a way, it was humanizing. He had to learn to...
哦，这里。
They don't have the same respect for the Revachol citizens'
Did you miss the part about
That is a bad idea.
72%了，可以吧？ 失败，
You have no idea.
真的 embarrassing 耶！
Wrong with your brain.
Ma'am, with all due respect, I've been around Martinez and there's a giant...
Not a terribly good actor, that one.
And the other one, the Pole, must be in one of the 4-story buildings.
That would afford a good vantage point. Still, I am sorry to have been the bearer of...
72%居然失败了，太扯了吧！他怎么可以这样伤害我啊？我们刚刚应该要先点，我们有升等哎，哦，傻了。先把能源散到，哎，我们要把那个，哎，我的画面怎么在晃？摇起来，传奇难度，哎，怎么都咋都这么难过嘞？风骨100%都可以爆了，你确定那没有坏？强身健体要传奇难度，强身健体要传奇，没有，我们已经上线，我们不能再上去了。坏了，哦，又是你。 又是你，
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to stop. Yeah.
又失败。
Why must we stop to look at this wall every time we pass by? We have business to attend to.
我就是想要，好，那我们先去找他们对峙，还是我们要再等晚一点？我们9点的时候，我们要去找那个巷子后面的男人。这个地方我要怎么上去？其实我已经不太记得，这里我要怎么上去？我按了，他就会自己想办法了。好可以哦。没有啊，骗我。然后怎么再上楼啊？找他聊个天好了，看一下有没有新的对话。
Oh, hello, dear. There you are again.
锁定，对吧？好了，先给他钱。
Can I help you? Got the 20 real? You must be kidding, right? Yeah, good one. But this establishment only takes...
Freight, near the gates. They'll exchange it.
大门附近 ，OK。
Why are you...
可以对讲哪里？大门附近。大门附近，跑起来！为了我们的钱，是不是你？ 好吧，既然有别的对话，我们就讲别的。
A bit too high strung, but it comes. They're sort of like you. Preserve the rule of law and all that.
OK， 好的。应该不是他，肯定不是他，但我还是想点。
Right to work. Hell no. I'm just an honest scab. Fucking bug. I'm going to interpret that as a yes. How about you fuck off now?
Okay, of course.
There could be weapons aiming at us right now. Somewhere above, in the buildings. The man's breathing steady.
OK， 我就说，我就问嘛，凶屁啊！
Looking for something?
还是这一家，从来不记他们的店名。
Welcome to Frit.
What's that magazine she's reading?
I don't know. Frit, a 7 to 11 grocery store. I think they think that the extra tea makes...
The story goes that normal fritta with 2 T's, a men's workwear.
You mean this? This is Pop Stars. It's got, like, famous people...
Looks like it also has something called
时尚警
Stellar
察，
Mode, featured on page 34. This speaks to you. She pops her raspberry-flavored bubblegum and
很
nods.
未来主义，百合很
Her
未来
shoulders
主义。
tense. She shuffles back only slightly. The lieutenant frowns at you before turning to the...
Okay. I'm not really supposed to be chatting to anyone, but... Wow. I didn't know you worked for the union, sir. Anything else I can...
No, you don't work for the U. That was easy. Worryingly so.
A warehouse? I don't know. Maybe. I don't really care what Frit does.
Really？
She looks up from under her breath.
Fine. Frit doesn't have a warehouse.
哦，
Just
小
a
密
little
室哦。
room here. Okay? A warehouse.
She scrunches up her face.
Fine. Frit doesn't have a warehouse. I don't really know anything. I mean, I know it's there, but not really. No, I didn't know.
他的那个个人特色就是
I don't know, really. I don't know.
No need to worry. It's just standard procedure.
Okay.
OK
Uh-huh.
OK OK 看一下我有没有
The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says,
笑死
No,
Yeah
you need tear to.
好的，我们有钱了。先付今天晚上的住宿费，因为
Can I help you? Got the 20 real? Good. You got the room for the night, but remember, you'll
避免我们调查调到一半就是今天又过了。
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
安。
Like hell you have. There is no local.
We'll do that. In the meantime, did you know that there's an abandoned... The person driving it was present at the hanging. It was one of you. We've connected the...
The thought forms in your head, like a lightning strike branching in the sky.
哦，这是你应得的。
That's a mighty interesting theory.
Yeah, man. Theoretically, that's what you would do.
You would need good, trustworthy people to take their...
Yes, but that just sends everyone else to Jamrock, doesn't it?
We haven't done anything.
Titus, I'm amazed. Where is the same professionalism when it comes to other topics? You're doing great. I hardly have to interfere.
I don't know, Lizzie. I guess theoretical things don't...
Not quite yet, Mr. Hardy. There were 8 sets of prints.
My answer is... fuck off. Mind your own business. There is no 8th.
And here we go. Back to the usual.
I know. Fatty walked on all 4s. He's so fucking fat, he left 2 sets of foot.
笑死。
Despite everything, the little man is quick on it.
Go fuck your mom, Dennis.
That's more like it, boys. You heard him. It was Angus on all 4s. Anything else you need to know?
你要不要听听看你在说些什么，伊丽莎白？
Yeah, my friends.
Wouldn't want to beat up his grandma.
This is what happens if you take the law into...
Hello，林月。
Other people start doing it too.
Let them come. The hardy boy.
You heard the man. Right here. We're armed. We got the whole district behind us. And Glenn.
哦，他讲出一个新的名字。
Yeah.
哦，是你是不是？可恶。
The mood is on the rise. They're feeling confident, ready to punch out the whole Merc platoon.
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
We're not bees. We're men. We're socialists.
没有，你们就是蜜蜂。
Easy, E. He's trying to phase you. We got weapons of our own. We got Ister 50s, Zeelagers. Glenn's got a knock cannon at home. I guess we're gonna see.
That was an unsure phrasing.
Yeah, like you've been up against ceramic armor. You haven't even seen the whole shit.
Okay.
Right? So are the local gangs. The fuck yeah. What are they now, huh?
These people are trained.
No, they're not. They're uncoordinated and drunk. We know. Big fucking surprise. They hire psycho scum.
诶，
We
哦，
got
这个
weapons.
That thing has 7 barrels.
So that's 1 dead and a reload. But
What
OK
do you mean? Okay.
OK。What do you mean? OK, just OK。喝个水。我有跟你们讲过，这个游戏它可以就是让观众投票嘛。可是我那时候一开始本来想要开的时候，我看了很多人都说，就是这个东西不知道为什么不能用。不然我原本很期待就是大家一起玩的。嗯。我要讲这个超强。
We don't need you or your.
Last gun or not, you're going to need help. We are offering it.
Okay, I accept the offer, but I'll believe it when I see it.
starting from the right, wants the world to know he's sitting on his right, across at the other table, and then standard. The emblem on his vest says Rowing Club. In the far corner, standard working boot, steel reel on his neck. Forget it. It's not. Let's call this one the musician. Size 41, with the lights in the middle, heaving. In conclusion, the exactly.
The fuck is with you, fella?
啊，我就不能看一下，很难过，你跟来都看不到大失败。我们刚刚是有失败啊，但没有大失败。但是这个8齁，我是不敢赌啦，因为我们刚刚72失败了，72欸。
I've got nothing to say to you. I am not.
You could be Liz. You could be anything. You could even be a model.
怎样？你喜欢他哦？
Even a mod?
哎呦，你是葛兰
Went to law school.
刚刚有一个叫阿兰。
He's right. With a face like that, she could be on the cover of Le Debutante International. The cold look in her eyes speaks louder than words. It's not her. She's not a hardy girl. Definitely.
I am not.
再问一
You
次，
could be Liz. You could be anything.
Even a mod?
He's right. With a face like
So fucking what?
No, Glenn.
他一定很不喜欢那些模特。
this didn't change. It's not her. She's not a hardy girl.
但这里还有一些我们根本很难达成的任务，真的是。好，那我们接下来是先配点，我们要配哪一个？看一下，我们毫无可能有挑战性的，可是能言善道，极乐。所以应该能言善道，或是强身体健、钢筋铁骨。能言善道满了，好的，我们只能点这个了。好苦哦！你是不是天生做这块？就一看就知道。来，再来吧。
There he still is, looking right
该过了吧，97了。
the body below. As you breathe in, the odor comes over you. It's a smell of the mind telling you to run.
They do after 7 days, yes.
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and enamel boots. His skin is greenish, marbled with decay.
好的，看看他的鞋
The
子。
material appears to be ceramic.
哦，你就是陶瓷装备的。你看吧，我们刚刚就说了，穿陶瓷装备的最后都会受伤。
Polymer socks, probably for padding. Delicate and fragile. They feel alien. These are clearly not boots. They're armor.
Indeed. Technically speaking, these are ceramic plate. Zirconia under the heel. Fair weather. Fair weather model T piece by piece. He's been out here for We should keep a lookout for these pieces. The armor could... No, he must have worn something precious underneath his clothes. They've removed all his clothes to get to it. They did not just strip him. They usually hang them completely naked for that. La puta ma...
Okay.
Clearly, Kuno would like to interject something here.
It is. It's expensive. We've requested similar material for our tactical units for years now. The constabulary... For a full set...
For the
Oh no.
northwest region of Revachol, an officer's average yearly income is 5,000.
Not too much. It's a sorry situation, I agree. He worked for Cornell, like Joyce told us. This is military equipment.
A small bell-like sound fills the pry bar in your hand is itching for
好
something.
诶，
The metal connects with the same. The only difference is a barely audible click underneath.
啊，
Sounds like the
骰子里面有骰子。
Did you hear that? This is a kinetic redistributor. It spreads the incoming energy horizontally.
Faint organic lines cover the plates where they separate like whirls of floorboards. The design looks organic. If trees were made of porcelain, this is what their cross sections would look like.
仔细想想，我们就算把这个人放下来，然后我们还这样子一直盯着他看，其实是蛮恶心的。
Glossy surface, fractures, and the whirls are in the shape of a letter and number combination.
Good. Can you read it to me? We have a make and a number. That's something. We can use the radio in my kinema.
还没，星辰还没开始跑，
Chase it for us.
我只是先写在那边，怕有人把我的礼拜五约走。
This feels dangerous. Are you sure? The stench fills your nostrils.
Stop! Pig's gonna pull his head off.
Brutal!
You're about to pull his head off.
Oh no!
Stop obsessing about your sexuality, officer. You are... What are you trying to achieve anyway?
还没，还没。
How many clothes do you need? There's no way you're getting them off. All the organic matter...
Oh no!
You're
原来
sure
如此。
there's a way to peel them off. But first, the body needs to be down. And second, it would probably be better if the lieutenant wasn't around. Alright then. You can pay the hostel bill in honor points. How many honor points have you collected?
Processing will take care of them.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt.
我其实好像应该要先把它放下来。
The hangman's knot is pulled tight.
先仔细看完，再把它放下来。
This is a steel-reinforced cargo lashing belt.
Airlifting. I thought it was used on lorries for strapping cargo to them. The local harbor uses 6 rotors to shuffle containers around. I get the sense they use whatever was on hand. Without... Right now, everything seems to fit their... I was afraid it would be. Thin steel wiring. Parallel... A noose is one of those things that's easier to use one way around. That ladder can't carry a grown man. I didn't see any splintering either.
放下会进入战斗轮，应该是不会。
The cadaver hangs from the cargo belt. An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the top. His corpse is marked by stars.
哦，布满了星星。
Alcohol, and your fist clenches suddenly. Decay is creeping on the tattoo. Already,
这是一个国家的图案
No
吗？
nation that I know of.
哦，不是
If
吗？
anything, it reminds me of. I agree.
你要干嘛？
he wears a wide leather belt
Oh.
around. He takes a thin piece of milled aluminium from his coat pocket and pulls it open. Sounds like a sword.
让他工作。
An instant color camera. I have only 2 ampoules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one.
OK，
A sound,
哎呦，
a shrill flash, followed by
很亮很亮
a，small ampoule of glass.
但是我觉得它效果做得很好，
Color, or
In case we need it.
相机不错。
Yes, it is pretty cool, isn't it?
there is only one ampoule.
It contains insight to the victim's person. This was a man of physical violence. The story he wanted his body to tell was important to him. Sure, just don't lose it.
The glossy-eyed corpse. His eyes are milky
哦，
white.
也是啊，死那么久应该是乳白色没错。
Dark brown hair grows on his
83，
His face is ready to explode from the organic processes inside.
哦，好险！刚刚72没过之后，我对于今天的直赛我没有什么自信。
I'm a joke. Look at me. There is nothing funny about Joe. A killer. A motherfucker.
哇，我现在是通灵哎。
Go ahead, Copper. Into the wild pale yonder. In the past. What do you mean? It's the power of your imagine.
Yeah, man! Don't be crazy! Inanimate objects and dead people can't really talk to you. The wild imagination is doing this. Ask some more of those questions you love so much.
可是领带你是没有生物的物体啊。
He loves those. Because you're a copperoonie. Look at all of them coming right up. Copperoonie, Rooney. This is getting upbeat. Fuck no. You're no Rooney. No. You're not a Harry either.
什么？
You're a motherfucker.
其实我一直觉得最后的结果会不会是我杀他的？
Because you have loved me in Provocopo. It was love all along.
OK，
Sure, Lobo. I can ask you a question. Looking at my face, motionless. Looking into my eyes. Standing here.
我知道的太多了。
Something is on its way. Something hidden. It's coming. A miracle.
Sure, looking at my face. I am all you have. You truly lost it all. Sure,
我要把选项选完。
you're a lying sack of shit, Coppo. You're doing. Do I remind you?
A child born with Muller's disease, harlequinism, grown up miraculously.
丑角综合症。
You sure wriggled out of that one.
小叉叉，他叫我小叉叉，他是不是喜欢我？
A child born with Muller's disease.
No, not quite. Sure I do. Come back later, Corpo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners.
As you narrow your eyes, the monster, only the lower extremities are pink with a dash of blue. His fatted hands, thighs.
How should I know why you are squinting? Oh. You are trying to...
The monster comes back into focus.
So, what do you think?
我觉得他死了，笑死。
A pool of blood and feces has eaten into the frozen mud.
The victim appears to have contained no more...
The fuck he's saying?
Talking about shit.
Did we? I don't feel lucky. I think he was upright immediately after death. Blood has gathered in... The noose acted like a tourniquet. keeping the blood in his head.
自从玩了这款游戏，我们对尸体的了解就是非比寻常了，危险。
There's always a chance. We should check for ligament marks on his neck to see if they're in tune with the belt. We'll have to get. I do. Most of them are post-mortem.
Stop talking. He means you fucked him up good, Kuno. Fucked him up right.
I agree.
His personality.
Totally dead.
死透了，死透了。
That sounds about right. Yes.
But there is no breath to catch. Oh,
of course.
欸，我还可以再跟他讲话。OK。
Are you sure we finished the preliminary examination of the cadaver? We might miss some of these things once he's done.
我们再看一下，我再看一下。
Twists on the cargo belt. His torso covered in tattoos and extremities bleached pink.
应该看完了吧？看起来应该好了。
The steel reinforced belt presents a unique challenge.
He doesn't actually think the challenge is unique.
The cadaver is a good 1.2 meters up. Neither one of us can reach the belt without assistance. Someone else?
What is that processing then? Weren't they supposed to take care of the boots? Why don't they help?
Someone like a paid garbage man? Or a cleaning crew? I
Oh
know,
no.
but I assure you, the others won't come to help us. And we have a gross sanitary climb up there and there has to be a less risky way. With less falling down.
Yeah! Bang bang time, pig! Shoot his head
好想把这小女孩弄死，好吵。
How? It absolutely will not, officer.
好吧。
Yeah, now what? They'll miss! The pigs will miss, Kuno!
The lieutenant's brow is furrowed. He appears.
I'll blow his head off.
Take it! Yeah, take the shot!
笑死。
Silence. And produces a lightweight firearm. He drops a paper cartridge in.
哦，还有是这一种。
Separates the scouring stick and gives the cartridge 5 tucks, securing it in place. That's a Kiel A9090. He then steps back and assumes the fellow's stance position, taking aim. The corner of his eye twitches. His finger is on the.
He's gonna fucking miss!
The kid's voice is drowned in a shrill blast that echoes off.
他看起来失败了。
God damn it.
A lot of things were wrong with that shot. The fellow still.
Kuno could have hit it easy, but then Kuno's not fucking handicapped. Kuno's sorry too. Good?
The lieutenant doesn't say a word.
No, we are lucky as it is. We didn't. Any more mistakes could put us in an unfortunate position with the locals. We have eyes. Remain collegial, officer.
好吧。
I have to say, it's beginning.
You know, you don't feel like too bad of a shot.
换我，换我。
It is. Go ahead. I'm not stopping you.
This is the sorriest.
The cold piece of bakelite. You've held this. An A9 armistice.
What are you waiting for?
The buckle comes into focus in your sight.
Why don't you just shoot yourself in your f-
只有42。
At least you won't miss. Or what? You gonna fuck me?
Your field of view.
Look, he's crying. You're gonna cry now, fucking faggoty.
好想对小孩开枪啊！42哎，42，哈，啊，成功了，成功了，哇！我真棒！
The buckle explodes into tiny pieces with your hand numb from the looking straight at you, helpless.
Communism.
It takes a millisecond for the association to flash. Then the rigor in his muscles gives up, and he smashes sideways into the spring mud, letting out a horrid stench.
哈哈，那些台词都太强了。
By being a damn good shot, ace is high.
The ace is high, a custom invented by. You could add an ace's low to it, if you like, by turning your back.
然后等待第几弹，可以可以可以。
with a sharp slap. Chill. It's gonna connect. But then it
Yeah.
does, and with furious precision. The lieutenant is not one to leave an ace of the other.
I knew these guys were.
Kuno cracks with laughter.
I knew they suck each other.
We will perform a field autopsy and determine the cause of death.
Slumped on the ground like that is not.
It looks like I feel like taking a break from the stench. I'm sorry to interrupt the jubilations here. Just a little breather.
好，先把枪还他。
We interview
我人
Everett
很好。
Jones, the leader of the union and the Wild Pines rep. But
He trusts you have plenty of things in a task chain lined up. The rotting man. The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
好，我们可以开始倒数我们的那个了。哎，在哪里？他在哪？我现在在浪费时间。快点，快点！我还要等他跑。不。好，可以开始了。喂！我应该要剪，我们刚至少少了，可以少个1分钟吧，可以吧？朴实无华的快乐。好，我们继续。
Shoot, Looney Rooney. Huh? You're misquoting me, Rooney.
Okay.
I said communism killed me.
You really need to learn the difference, buddy. This is it.
Come back later, Corporal.
come on, officer. You know what a field autopsy is.
哦，我知道吗？
18.9 kilometers. The dormant shield volcano, Corpus Mundi, is the world's highest summit, and the failure of the 38 single, Epui descent to crack.
有啦，我有戴手套，我手套一直都戴着。
There truly is a time for everything, even for yellow gardening gloves. However, they are lacking hygienically. I suggest I'll ask you when I need you to. For the most part, maybe I should handle the contact. In your paperwork, officer, just fill out the field autopsy form.
Now they only have one.
Officer, what haven't you lost? Yes, barely. I can give you my paperwork. There's an autopsy form there. Several, actually, but only if it helps move things along.
这个找到也会有经验值诶，但是我真的不知道我的工作报告会在哪里。
Yes, well.
It's okay to cry, Runkari.
还是我再剪
As
一
you
下。
say the words, you find yourself peering from the corner of your eye. To where? A trash container.
哦，就在那里吗？
I guess you've got to start finding at least some of it. We should locate your ledger, then hurry back.
好，我看向那里了，所以我的就在这里。
This trash container, there's something in there. Not necessarily. Well, it is a container. Maybe your prior.
Trash? Food waste from the cafeteria? They log this. What do you mean, feel? I agree.
He's being sarcastic. Do not ask what.
Oh. We could try using a pry bar. The one you took from my motor carriage, or... We might want to ask for.
我手上是不是就拿着？对。
He probably has one.
17。
And he also
唉。
has information.
过了哪次？
You've jammed the pry bar under the. There's a creaking sound as the.
啊，我又受伤。哎，没有哎，我没有。哦，有，我受伤。
Hurtful.
The quality of content is not. Let's ask the manager for the key. This is clearly not working.
我又受伤。唉，先去找经理拿钥匙吧。我的报告就在里面啊。气死！我的报告。 点什么好嘞？这个好了，等一下我们才可以去看那个。我们还可以互动哎。
An intricate web of blue. The pattern still kind of for you to discover. Someone who knows.
哦，我以为有更详尽的互动，看来是没有。这个嘞，这个我互动过了，互动过了。好，这个想好了吗？想好了。那我的经济学啊，要用那个开。好，那我们先把这个换掉啊，不能把它忘记。什么？只能等下次升等了，看来是这样。走吧。哦，晚上嗨起来哦！哎，多一个人，但是我不能跟他沟通，好吧
Can I help you? Mine? No.
Thank you for clearing the debt.
Why? To keep the hobos.
I thought as much.
Well, yes.
It seems a little callous, doesn't it? Something stirs in you. Okay then. Callous yourself.
我很冷酷无情。
What do you need them?
It concerns the case.
Just bring them back once you're done, please.
好的。那小孩晚上都不用回家，是不是啊？
This trash container with a well-oiled don't. Maybe you shouldn't. There is, but you won't like it. The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste.
Okay.
We're just in time. This hasn't been emptied for over a week.
You see milk and egg rest with one broken. You've done this before. The movements are recorded on your elbows. The methodology. A box falls into pieces in your hands. Among the threadbare kitchen towels, as the legs of
the victim's clothes? Cadaver inodoris. Drop them in here, officer. Guitar marked blue jeans. Pockets. And the belt is missing. That's it.
Something slimy catches. A drab, long-sleeved shirt.
这继续捞啊，肯定要捞的。
This is a military type overgarment. Now
the rest of the rags are just kitchen variety. Wait.
All right. We should go to Gart again and ask if he knows who put the clothes in the trash. It could be as simple. Not really. All we know is the victim.
The fuck's he on about, kids?
See?
See?
The lieutenant nods. Then look, it's just organic waste. Nothing. What's this?
What's this?
Plastic sticks out from the apple peels. Something larger.
太棒了，是我的。
With moist paper.
Looks like we found your paperwork. It is. Look. The plastic has the RCM street grid on it. If you don't mind my asking, how could you have let your paperwork end up in the trash? What are you talking about?
胡言乱语。
Also thorough inventories. You should take stock of your notes. Make sure it's all there. Official notes. It would also not hurt to start taking notes on the case. Now, tell me what.
Some items, such as the ledger you found.
You pick out a broken mug with an oddly racist depiction of the only in its social set.
黄皮人马克杯。哦。
The container sounds a muffled gong.
That's one thing off the list. I think we got it all.
再开，我再把它打开，我就再打开
The
看。
smell of rotten food rises to greet you.
我就
You
皮
see，soggy cartons,
金
dirty
已经觉得
rags,
我们
and
妈的
organic
只是
waste.
脑子还没好哎。
The container sounds a muffled gong.
我们就是看到有选项就想按啊，金。钥匙要还他吗？还是先不还？
It's just a racist mug. What's there to... Oh boy.
哦，这么多选项。
What are you going to say about a broken, tossed away mug that you dug out of the garbage? If you want to earn some change by guilting people,
我的手册。
it's the ledger you found in the trash. A pitiful cabbage of white and yellow papers hanging. There's a piece of toilet paper. It's a metaphor. Thank you, waterlogged ledger, for spelling it. Below the pathetics, it's just toilet paper sticking to the back of the plastic clipboard. You can take it off if you want.
让他留在那里啊，他很酷啊。
Way cool. It says an aluminium block runs the width of the board, biting down on the paperwork. The surface is interrupted by a silvery sticker. It's rectangular. Looks like an official mark, made to be low visibility.
What? Yes, halogen watermark used for adding information to RCM property. It depends. Aside from an anti-counterfeiting stamp,
How many years you've been on the force, he's thinking.
Any capable light with the right. All RCM vehicles have had lights designed to reveal halogen.
好，我们可以去用他的车了。
Okay. While a bunch of sodden papers, they're not exactly white. They're yellowed in patches by sunlight and alcohol.
五开了。
Once in a while, there's a red stamp that exclaims, "Case files."
我的资料夹里面有这么多纸哦。
Themselves are plenty. You count more than 100 sodden, crumpled up work, strife, poverty, the Jamrock Quarter. These are handwritten logs of investigations dating back to January 51, this year. The exact number is hard to estimate. It's the middle of March. You have a... What do you mean? Is that all?
Huh? 2 complex cases to undertake is a lot, yes. You really have to push yourself. 2? That's a lot. I didn't mean to say you are making mistakes, by the way. That was presumptuous of me. That's okay. We all do.
Like a fan of girls, the checkered papers. Yes, it appears you employ a, shall we say, robust yet literary system. Each in a title, one might say even. One that draws inspiration from Snoop fiction and Vespertine cop show staples. Yes, all caps. One is called The Next World Mural.
哦，好像很有那个叫什么文艺气息。
The Unsolvable Case.
开始感觉到我是一个那个充满浪漫情怀的警探。
Others appear more light-hearted. The guy's on a couch in an It's going to take an effort to piece these case files together, but it can.
You mean the alphanumeric? Officer, precinct, time of arrival at the scene? Oh, you mean the titular? Yes, well, so do I. In our defense, almost everyone in the RCM does. It's a holdover from the early days of the RCM, right after the revolution, when the organization had little idea. Again, in your defense, I seem to have named one, the man with the hole in his head. That was a real person. His death was... I pray his loved ones never find out. Rail spiked through the head. He died. It was a workplace accident.
The notebook is annual. It says 51 on what remains of its cover. A molten strap of cardboard. There is, for precisely one more. 15 pages near the end remain untouched by the damage. The checkered grid forms
用丽娜给我的笔，赞啦，谢丽娜。
tasks you've completed flow out of the kind green ape pen in a brash freehand similar to the rest of inspect the victim, get the body down, interview the cafeteria. It's not exactly poetry, but a satisfying slash sound. You're a swashbuckler with that pen, Harry, and it feels good. Things to be done and things already done.
No, actually. Any ideas?
被调之人。
Great. That's great. That's actually what I was thinking too. I'm going to start calling it the Hanged Man. It's good we sorted this out.
Okay.
You don't exactly close them so much as distance yourself from the smelly papers.
没关系，我全部看完，我应该就可以那个。
Some neon yellow, some bright red. Then rip them from the binder and hand them out. 3. The topmost are misconduct fines. The middle ones
Okay.
are station call. You don't have to be an intellectual giant.
知识巨人。
A monetary penalization ranging from, but they appear pleasantly vague.
我感受到他的意思了，我可以随便罚别人钱。
These are quite sinister in turn. They give a day all in a print so small it could be a dozen pages of thin copy paper. Bright color of the irises, predation marks.
Good, yes. We can return to the...
Yes, all that remains now is the rest of the stinking cellulose is it's made of dark blue plastic, hard enough to beat someone to submission with. Blue. Blue heart. Don't look in. Something rattles inside, ever so lightly, and something small inside. Look, the plastic shimmers like lapis lazuli, but it is with your hands. You four-sized
72跟58，好的。
The acidic stench of rotting food is, you know, like the bits they put into public piss bowls, probably called Fermi discrete. If you knew it was dunked in the toilet before getting chucked into the trash, why are you sniffing it? Torturing your own nose for no reason is not Turns out your nose doesn't
我的鼻子在生我的气。
shit huffing. Quelle fucking surprise. Come on, no more. The ledger is going back down, away from your nose.
先把这个打开。好，我失败了。
What you end up doing. You squeeze the plastic to slide it open. The ledger quivers in your hand as it shakes.
好，那我要去看那个。我又可以点它。刚刚是什么？能工巧匠。然后顺便去看那个灯，他刚刚有讲可以用他车子的灯看一下。
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
All right. Ready?
The dashboard lights up like a leopard. The lights unfold with a little click.
There you go. I'll turn them off from the remote once you're done.
Okay.
As you hold your ledger's clip under the headlamp.
There she is. Very West.
Around the borders of the watermark are dozens. No, the rectangular watermark is overlaid with the logo of the RCM, and yet the major arteries of you catch a faint glimmer from a broken beer bottle in the distance.
远处有2个人。我们可以准备那个了。
Martinez at 9. Let me see. Right here. No, it does not.
The rectangular watermark.
Let me see. Right here. It has its problems.
The rectangular.
Let me see. Right here. Oh, yes.
There are many of them, and they are. The first row has 18 dots. Not bad for what? The next is the longest. There are so many.
我好像很多时间哦，可以慢慢数。
Then the last row has 3. That's it.
Those are perforations. They represent your record as an officer of the RCM.
Alpha male officers who are proud of their numbers. Son, here is where we score your life.
The first row represents your years of service.
Okay.
18 years. Okay, not bad at all. What did you do before you volunteered?
我们已经拿过道歉金章了。我已经做18年了。
That's what it says. I might have guessed even longer based on your age. What did you do all those blissful years of your youth? Maybe you were a diplomat. Or in this next row, the one that wraps all the way around. Wow, more than 200. It's quite a lot, even for someone who's been on the force for nearly 2 decades. Usually, clearing more than 10 cases a year puts you in the 90th percentile of all RCM. Right. Those are your confirmed kills. You've got precisely 3 perforations there. For an RCM officer, especially there are certain officers who treat their kill, but it seems as though you are, or at least were, one of the
Okay.
ones. So we have that to be thankful for. If you want to pour out the pills you've been carrying around on duty, I'm certainly not going to stop you.
A dark pool of cheap wine appears at your feet. It shimmers in the lights of the Kanema.
Very noble of you. Are we done here? Everyone has their own method of
他应该是飙车吧。
It helps to keep up a few hobbies. Par exemple, why not gardening? You've already got.
It's
笑死。
earnest. Please don't mistake it for a jab.
Yes.
The lieutenant nods.
Right. I'll go to.
You can now see your statistics on
我们的经验值不足以拿到新的成就，新的那个是不是？可恶！我们还是要抽空去偷一份地图他就是不想买。9点14了，我们可以先去完成尸检，然后再到后面去，应该是可以的。
The rotting man lies. The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath. The dead man stares in silence. Above those, an 11-field info form needs filling out first.
That's you.
我有我的名字了。
The corpse is indifferent to your scribblings, just like
KK57 dash.
That's because he doesn't want to bring up the messy question of your.
Next. We've heard the nom de guerre. Les. What's next? NA. Roughly.
The corpse looks aged.
Mondial.
Fair to olive-skinned, from the Isola of Moon, the pudgy mess of curdled.
Fucky!
Male.
Pigs can have sex!
Nor does he look male, with his pregnant belly and indistinguishable face.
We're still going with March 4th. What else? 9. Body identified by is non-applicable.
KK57.
None. At least not after the initial examination.
Oh.
Interfering with the body's position or wounds post-mortem. They'd have to have incapacitated and carried him over.
Your central nervous system recognizes this gesture. It's the stations of somewhere in Jamrock North, a small wood shed behind Rosencrantz Row. Lieutenant Nick Feuerback puts his hand to the elsewhere yet. An obese female sits in a wicker chair. Her silhouette ball.
他在讲的是一个小说的剧情吗？
The day is turning dim, and so all across Jamrock.
应该是小说内容。
Should start the postmortem.
The corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest.
Clothes. The deceased wears armored boots and
See, it's happening.
Babrodine, yes. Inexpensive.
The disappointment is palpable.
笑死。
The redhead.
The boots are ceramic, vitreous enamel. The boot has a serial number,
没把这些小孩赶走，真的已经算不错了。
Tattoos. The upper torso is covered in a single. The assistant has a color photograph of the markings to be added to the case files as document A1. The deceased has a belt for airlifting cargo around his neck. Well nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.8. Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with age. The deceased had male pattern baldness.
The hair under your latex fingers feels cold to touch. The stench is suffocating. There must be brilliantine in there. He's combed his hair back with oil. More hair sticks to the glove. For a fraction of a second, you feel something. What was what? Brilliantine. There's brilliantine in his hair.
Lividity is consistent with hanging.
Fucking low velocity? You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity? We're talking shit about Kuno's.
In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest. Ligature mark. The steel wiring. There's too much of it. We need to remove it.
You got just the right tool for that. The chain cutters.
Okay.
The hanged man lets out a joy.
Always good to think ahead. Now, we need to cut the belt to see the ligature.
See, my pig is gonna.
No, he ain't. Your pig's a boring fuck.
The belt is equal. The knot is the weak spot. The chain cutters fit in there. Steady now. Like a flower arranger. 2 cuts and it should come.
You are? You're Kuno's pig?
可恶！早知道不要跟 Kuno 讲话了。
Sink the cutters into the knot tying. Snap. The knot is slashed.
The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in.
As it ought to. This is where its grip on the curb.
Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. Chest is intact. Normal contour. Abdomen.
Ow! Let's get out and see!
I fucking knew it!
笑死，走开啦，小孩。
Genitalia is male and unremarkable.
The dead man's penis is average sized. Congested.
Okay.
Back is symmetrical and intact. Upper and lower extremity. In addition, I see smaller, residual scars. Last item. Hands.
His flesh is cold.
谢谢啊。
Pleased to meet you. Where are you from and what's your name?
好，笑死，好险我有碰他。
Fucking with you. I know where you're from. From Cappadocia. And you. I did, Kobo. I did. Reminded me of when I was just a small boy.
哦，是吗？
Do this more often.
Hands are clean. No sign of injury from struggling. I was. Maybe I'm just. Ooh. That's all for the external. Well done.
我觉得他配音真的配得很好，就是你可以听得出来，他就是远离跟接近。
Central nervous system. I have nothing.
Of course, there is a moral to be drawn from it. A moral.
What would that be?
The dead man looks, too, with barely contained excitement.
I think that may well be the moral of every story. Good. Musculoskeletal. Purge fluid is coming from.
With his eyes almost closed.
Oh no, 好可怕，好可怕。
Cracks as the lieutenant moves his sharp fingers inside the flesh. Like the.
Yeah, Jack, that fucker!
The hyoid bone is fractured. The rest of the respiratory system. Oral cavity shows no lesions.
我也要看，我也要看。
No sigh of relief rises from the. It's hard.
我吐了。
Once more, you taste stomach acid. Inside, you.
There are ancient mysteries.
Hemorrhaging present in mucus. Hepatobiliary. Na. Same for toxicology and serology. Na. Unless you have untapped reservoirs of knowledge there, like a toxicology screening. At this stage, I doubt cardiovascular. The body exhibits gastrointestinal. Digested semi-solid food in stomach. Voila.
Hola.
What's next on the list? Let's see. We have bite marks, contusions on head.
Be thorough if you want maximum results.
Nothing. Just in case. Head, chest, and scalp bite mark injuries.
Okay.
And your opinion, officer? Agreed. Next injury. So, the scalp bleeds from a post-mortem head injury. A stone. The injury does not have the rim of an...
At maximum velocity.
Has confessed to causing it at maximum...
Coagulated blood sticks to his scalp and chest, where the countless stones have hit the dead man. Beneath.
Right. Next. A dark red abraded ligature mark. And I see hemorrhaging on the skin, above and below the ligature.
超专心在看内文。
1 centimeter. No sign.
Below the note, 2 customary boxes. Think for a moment. There's time. Don't rush.
Why do you say that? Okay. Why don't you think it was fatal? Honestly, I'm not sure there weren't marks on his wrist. Let's wrap this up. I pronounce this field autopsy over. It was an irregular field autopsy. We also requested a toxicological screening. That was. We were thorough with the list of injuries too. I need a copy of that autopsy form. Then I will drive for processing.
You tilt your head, also looking at the corpse.
好，42%。OK， 过 ，Yes。
Out and your eyes close, as if by their own volition.
骰子过的时候总是特别的令人开心。
You feel cold, dead flesh through the latex glove.
你看他是不是一棒把他打昏的？
His face, his cheeks, his nose, his fat, swollen lips, like a rubber they are swollen shut. Only the little one fits. The flesh changes shape.
The fuck is he doing?
The thing you're looking for, it's not there. Crawl out, spider. You pick it between your fingers. The mess is even larger than...
哦，怎么停下来了？什么意思？哦，他这里动画在跑。
is cold and moist. A ball-like tongue. You're on the right track. A vision of black and dark red death. You see a hole, barely visible to the human eye. It is swollen shut, almost vanished. No larger than 0.4 centimeters in radius. The edges appear darkened. A black trickle of liquid runs into his throat. Your index fits right in there. A tight tunnel of...
哦天哪，好可怕，好可怕，有点看不下去，好痛。
The basal ganglia feels clumpy. This man will never sleep. Your yellow fingers slide into the remains of the limbic system. The lieutenant answers with...
Fucking cavity, see?
Your fingers are all the way in now. All the muscles in your body harden. Time to enter him.
在他嘴里打一个洞。
The cartilage gives
Oh.
a crack, like some fruit. Ice cold serrated metal. Its edges cut right through the latex and into your finger.
我先讲一下。
Can you get to it?
There's a tiny crack. The object that is in... This is the irregularity you felt before.
We have the makings of...
Forget about the fucking exit wound, Beano. The pig is wearing him like a fuck puppet.
97没过，我真的是就关台了。
You pick the object between your index and middle finger.
My pig's fucking got it.
What? What is it?
The inside of the head feels cold and smooth, like with a plop. Your hand emerges from the mouth.
小花
The glove is covered in blood right up to...
Fucking beautiful.
啊
A bullet.
The bullet falls in the bag, leaving a...
A non-calibre. Rifled. Some kind of brittle alloy. Fractured on impact. Of course, you deserve it.
好警察中的好警察。
We need to add an item to the
他信任我哎，在他呛我这么多次之后，还是我们之间是互呛之间的感情了。
High velocity, temporary cavity in brain tissue, small exit wound on the occiput. How does that sound? Opinion, fatal injury. And one last thing. We can now fill in injury number 3. Ligament mark. Opinion.
He's proposing the bullet was the real cause of death, and the hanging an attempt to conceal this fact.
Yes, and the belt around his neck, the hanging, even dragging him to the yard. All of it was done after this man was over. I've had this doubt since you showed me the tracks, officer. We could not account for why. There have been other signs too. Small things.
哦，隐藏任
We
务。
were right not to assign hanging as cause of death.
We didn't fall for it, he thinks. There's pride in there.
That's for us to find out. To hide something. The real kill. Yes.
This little thing could reveal much about the weapon that shot it.
Oh, you really, really do. I am glad to hear you say that. We bag the corpse and carry him to the holding pen of my kinema. I can transport him to processing my work on the case, tend to personal matters. I'll leave that choice to you. And
after you bag the corpse, Lieutenant Kitsuragi will leave the party until tomorrow morning. You can do side tasks and even the main case, but it might be more difficult.
All right.
好的，
I will need a little help carrying him.
走吧。好耶，失去他，我可以做一些很邪恶的事情啊，像是去敲女生的房门。
The bullet is safely sealed away in a plastic bag. CM stamp. Kim has filled out.
我上次敲的时候，他一直瞪着我看。
The bullet looks especially sad, like a tiny, the squished little thing has. I know. You should find the gun that shot this bullet. That sounds like something a police. Then find the gun that shot. The squashed bullet has some sharp edges.
每次回来都听到怪怪的发言，没有，那是你的幻觉，是你的幻觉。
You wouldn't ordinarily have cause to handle jacketed bullets. The jacket of the bullet is made of a yellowish. You can just about make out a few. It's quite What's interesting about the bullet thus far? A jacketed bullet, which would have been shot.
Oh.
Very interesting. You have an unusual military-grade bullet in your hand. Now all you need is to find a gun that could fire it.
Oh.
A rifle, Revolutionary period. Your bullet looks.
哦，对耶，古董枪。
The 4.46 caliber was right. Incidentally, you have just such a rifle with you. The dusty old thing you found here. No, but Zeliger, a major firearm manufacturer. Antiques enthusiasts, guerrilla fighters in distant countries. Back at the station, the lieutenant is standing at a counter, diligently filling out paper. You should share your findings with him as soon as possible.
但那个谁已经走了，不是吗？我们应该要这里升一格，不然我们没有办法继续想下一个任务。开，继续想我们那个。可是它会见之为左减2，我们为什么要想这个？想一个会加的啊，对。 啊，它这个是要连线，就是看要怎么连吧，应该是这样吧，无所谓，反正我们第一次玩，能做多少事就做多少事。然后我们现在要，哇，天色好黑哦。我们要去找那个。 这是要怎么上去来的？有点忘记哦，这里。找到了，他在那边，快点！
Gendarmerie, you found me.
His slender figure is backlit by city lights. Its distance.
It was mine. My friends use it from time to time to visit me. So tell me, are you here to make things right again? Beautiful. I have some good news for you. My Sunday friend is visiting me tonight.
Oh?
I told him about you and he'd like to say hello. Step in. He's already waiting. That's why I chose this place. Martinez is special, isn't it? Trust me, you do. That's nice, but I don't have anything to tell you.
He takes another drag of it. Downstairs, a cat crosses the yard.
Besides, I've got to run.
啊，你要去哪里？完了，该不会他朋友等一下？
He's going to leave you alone again. Something tells you you're never going to talk to an individual this cool or mysterious ever again.
To the city. It's a beautiful night. We'll talk. Just not take care, all right?
And he's gone again.
拜托，不要揍我！哦哦，哦，洗劫人家家里。 好了。
Officers of the Revachol Citizens Militia.
His hands are clean and well manicured.
My name is Charles Vildrouin, and I am an official with the coalition government. I heard you talking to my friend outside. Very good.
Hanging? What a drag. He seems like a cultured gentleman. You should ask him about the finer things.
Oh, we got it from an atelier in the East Delta Commerce Center. Personally, that's really all I can tell you about it. Ah, my friend. My friend is a good young man. His family immigrated here from Kedra is a candidate member of APIS. But, between you and me, that it's never going to happen. They enter negotiations in 21, and EPIS is a very special program developed by the Moral Intern to support certain Occidental nations. It was such a wild success that we expanded it into an economic union for a supranational
Supranational.
You mean Revachol? No, it's one day going to be a
Except that candidate member.
No, candidate members do become members. But we were talking about How did any of us become friends? Bad things happening on the Insulindian Isola? Oil platforms ablaze in the night? Au contraire. It's how millions of people end up where they are. Sorry, who? But I told you, officer. He's a bright young man here to pursue his education. Officer, you have to understand. I can't give you his personal.
Okay.
He's deeply enmeshed in this.
As though you weren't envious enough of the boy.
He's a truly free spirit. He likes all the arts. I'm just enjoying the view. We're old friends. I'm sure you'll see him around. He's very... I'm just in... Listen.
The baby is crying.
No. The Insulindian Bay. This place used to be a luxury accommodation before the revolution. Apartments, but the million real view stays.
Okay.
My friend comes and goes.
A busy bee.
I'm all ears, officer. The coalition is only looking out for the price stability. Inflation is a killer. The economy impacts the entire international community. which is why it requires. It is the most important thing. It's the central goal of any sound monetary policy, which is essential for maintaining. Take your daily.
问超多问题，问题警探。
Inflation, that's why the Institute of Price Stability works to, but not too far below. No. The coalition believes in the importance of informing a sound monetary policy. But oh, I don't have my leaflets on me today.
Oh no.
That's too bad. You can always. Yes, as I said before, I'm a.
Wait, there isn't actually an Institute of Price Stability.
La communauté internationale is what Revacholians. What's there to say? Moreover, it is.
Darling.
我快速的按过去，
Because a great.
因为我觉得对我没有用的情报。
Jamrock and other parts of the.
It's the international. But of course. Because moralists believe in a normal, stable world governed by them. The Occident is part of the North. Martinez, Revachol is generally, but they are working towards it. You're all doing very well here. Relatively speaking. Is this option D usually the most? Sounds like you're a moralist indeed.
Yeah, 我是道德家了 ，Yeah.
And achieving the achievable. Now, enough of this delightful political interlude. Well, I'm renovating it. You could say I'm undoing some of the. Oranje is an exemplary nation who. Oranje's economy is.
But that didn't tell you anything.
About what? Oh, it's very urban and very well organized. Their streets are clean, their. Whatever you wish, officer. I'm sorry to say I did, officer. Officer, it's very difficult to describe what I saw that night. It was so surreal to me, like in a. No. I was on the balcony when it happened,
Okay.
getting some fresh air. I remember the first they came in. That's when I understood I should not be seeing this.
Oh.
I couldn't see their faces well, and there were quite a few of them. But they were. Let's just say that the laboring classes can get. I couldn't tell you exactly. Less than 10. Maybe. That's a giant you're describing. No,
Huh?
they were all quite human. As far as I went back inside. Officer, the yard was pitch black. There was nothing to see. All men, I presume. But
That doesn't quite comport with what you.
it's possible, officer. But I cannot. I believe they were mostly white, though I believe I saw 2 Aeropagites among them. And I am quite certain that. Well, that's the strangest part, officer. Nothing happened. Eventually, their shouts died down, and that was all. You're right, of course. That I'm afraid I don't have any. All I can say is that my watch. Yes, now I remember. It was 30 minutes past midday. No, I didn't see the corpse until the following day. I'm sorry I couldn't be of more assistance. A moment. Do you have everything you need from me? I'm afraid we won't have the chance to speak again once you leave. It's against diplomatic best practices for an official in my position to be discussing murders with local militiamen. Sure, go ahead. It's a. Was there anything else?
还有什么按钮可以按啊？
He's clearly not a man accustomed to being spoken to in that manner, let alone to being accused of murder.
Officer, it's very difficult. No. I was on the balcony. That's when I understood.
No.
Officer, well, that eventually their shouts. I'm afraid I don't have all I can. My watch. No, I didn't see them. Of course, anything I can do to assist you. Of course.
我应该是没有东西可以问的。看起来变得很会算数学。哦，可以升级了。我们看一下。巡视，人工巧匠，地图墙。 好吧，我们人工巧匠可以再多点一点。好，然后我们来跟我们的文件互动。
The lead oh, and the cool piece of toilet paper is stuck to the back. Just relax. The two sides of the board, the slides snap back into place. It should, without resistance, or 2 ticket stubs and a handmade postcard.
2张票根。
2 octopuses are smiling, reaching their tentacles toward each other in the colored pencil drawings. The tickets permit access to the zoo in Revachol East. The aquarium, thin wax paper, has been glued to a piece of cardboard. It smells of a touch of cinnamon, the end of summer. Familiar handwriting lines the inside. A young woman in her 20s. There is care. Harry, it begins. You're already reading. I wanted to write you a letter. Throw it away, please. Outside, you hear the wind.
Come outside.
Huh?
Far away and outside, the reeds hiss with desperation. Step out.
不要，我好怕我走出去之后它就被吹走了，我不要。
Your hand shakes, holding the card. Every morning when I step out and you're asleep behind me, it says, I find a little piece of sadness in me. I carry it in my chest, down Voyager Road. Every step I take, it grows. By the time I reach the fuel, you.
Oh no， 是他跟他离婚的老婆写的信给他。
Some kisses, kisses, kisses. You feel the air sucked out of your lungs.
嗨，酱油，嗨，酱油。
Everything around you gets dark. Small white dots appear.
嘿，想不起来发生什么事情，完了，你是一夜宿醉了，是不是？
Sparks fall like snow from the bow collector. A street path distancing. You feel the ledger slip from your hand. No. Hold on. To what?
啊！朝一房倒下啊！我知道了，时间到了。哦，我知道你在说什么。啊！我就昏倒了，你看我昏倒了，你有看见吗？你亲眼目睹我昏倒了，没有办法。
There is nothing. Again.
而且居然是英文呢。
Nothing sad, brother. No treachery. Just blackout. Well, almost nothing. There is the ground.
有人会需要我翻译吗？虽然我翻译的可能也不是非常准确。这英文我刚才想蛮简单，但是马上看到一个我不懂的单字。
That's me. Blue eyes. That's me.
但是一个问题就是为什么这里没有翻译？这已经是一个很久以前的作品了，而且我玩的还是，好吧，我不确定我玩的是不是那个导演剪辑版。哦，有中文，中文没有。
Still trying to hold on to the great sorrows
Okay.
in the water. Slimy.
没有，我很酷，我很酷。
When you're dead.
笑死。
Here in the paleo-mammalian cortex, we call it because it's always there.
Tell him.
告诉他，告诉他。
Yes, in the old factory system, they call it the apricot chewing gum syndrome.
Okay.
It's unhealthy of them to linger on it so.
Yeah, man. Fuck.
英文考验呢。
Total blackout forever.
所以，我可以问他问题啊，所以我是哈利吗？笑死。
It certainly ain't Harry.
这一定不是哈利。好了，
Passed out on the ground.
笑死。
Dragged around by one of the other evil apes. They're taking you somewhere.
Bloated corpse of the past resurfacing.
这一段我看不懂，但是回答我是看得懂的。Beautiful.
Believe me, stupid ape. Its lack of beauty was not the problem.
There is no Voyager Road. There are no roads, no houses, no lights in the windows.
OK。
Yeah, man.
哦，我又有新的了。赞哦
You
赞哦。
think they would let you until you disintegrate into biomolecule.
Yes, they're pouring.
It's delicious. Glowing lights on a dashboard.
我醒来了。
Nothingness.
哦，隔天早上了。
The upholstered cabin of Lieutenant Kitsuragi's.
Drink. Water.
他为什么有些有翻，有些没翻？你倒是告诉我啊。
Now drink.
The water is cold, silvery, the stuff of life itself as it pours down your parched.
Drink. You haven't drunk water in 2 days. Did you know the human body is not made to survive on alcohol alone? You need a secondary form of hydration.
看到他这样讲，我马上喝了一口水。
Actually, beer and cider have loads of water in them.
还是因为这就是有新增内容的，所以他没有翻译啊。这个。
That's just a drug addict myth. In reality, you're still comprised of dihydrogen oxide, which you must replenish to go on living.
然后 OK.
But these are not the Franco-Nigerian centuries. We are in the present. It is...
With greedy gulps, you down half a liter.
What happened? That does sometimes happen.
He replies with such understanding, it's as if the burnt out...
I found this next to you. I'll tag along for the rest of the day if you don't mind. My business is concluded anyway. Are you okay to go? Good.
Good.
The ledger of failure and hatred.
特殊道具。我还没看完哎。哦，我的道具哎，不是说我可以互动，我的。OK。
It's the ledger you found. Oh, and the cool piece of toilet paper is stuck to the back.
好的，来吧。
Yes,
过了。
you can piece them together using the alphanumeric code on the margin. It always begins with HDB4. It takes about half an hour to piece one together.
OK，
Use
好
the
的。
system This one is relatively easy to reconstruct. Cause of failure. Rent too high. The mural is enormous. Two silhouettes, a man and a woman, are kissing. Detect true love is possible. Only people call it that thing. The graffiti crew is easy to track down. Only the bell lectures have the case files do not show you. The crew agrees to clean up after themselves.
JV， 我的搭档 JV 又是谁啦
JV is against the removal, citing public support for conservation. This leads to a debate in Precinct 40. The 9,000 people subjected to the mural's message, all of Lakeside, Central Jamrock, and Villa Lobos, plus half of the eminent domain, participate in the vote. Although the case begins with a staggering 78% of voters choose to keep it, turns out the opposition were a loud minority, and that love truly is possible in the next world for new people. And it is too late for us. In any case, it appears to have been a rare case of civil activity in the quarter, and agreement as well. Not much has changed in the meanwhile. Without resistance or sound, the two panels move against each other.
现在我在外面了，不要，我要在室内把它看完，再出去，再让它离我而去。我是不会随便放弃你的，我的纸。这个好了，再来，同舟共济。逞强大喊，同舟共济。然后这个还差一点点。好，我们再去看一下，能不能再偷到一次。再偷到一次地图，不行进不去，可恶！好吧，那也6点了，那我们今天就先到这边好了。感谢大家的陪伴，今天玩得很开心，而且我有成功的减少了一点时速，我觉得很开心。那么我们今天就先到这里啦。等一下8点半的时候，还会跟强尼继续玩那个应该算是最后一集的那个监狱逃脱 A Way Out。我们玩完，如果还有时间的话，我们会继续玩那个就是双人类型的游戏。那么就大家敬请期待啦，就先这样，晚安，拜拜。